Most non-integrated ABS actuators are commonly replaced as an assembly because they contain the solenoids and accumulators that cannot be replaced individually. Even when the pump and motor on the non-integrated actuator is available separately, most shops elect to replace the entire assembly because it is more cost-effective than replacing the component parts. Whenever you attempt any hydraulic system repairs, always refer to the manufacturer's service manual. All ABS systems are not the same, and many manufacturers have different designs in use on their vehicles. Take the time to familiarize yourself with the replacement procedure before you start to remove any parts. Doing so will save time, prevent personal injury, and prevent damage to the components. Begin by installing fender covers on the vehicle to protect the finish from brake fluid. Brake fluid will damage the paint, so be certain to cover all surfaces. In addition to protecting the vehicle, protect yourself. Always wear safety glasses when working around systems under pressure. As the ABS systems are all computer controlled, begin all repairs by disconnecting the negative battery cable. Integrated ABS actuators contain solenoids, valve bodies, and the pump and motor that can be replaced separately. In this segment, we'll look at the general procedure to replace these component parts. Remember that all systems are not the same, and to use a good repair manual is your source for the exact procedure when you replace the components. On systems that do not have a conventional vacuum assist booster, begin by depressurizing the system as previously demonstrated. Then, for repairs on all systems, drain the fluid from the master cylinder using a turkey baster or syringe. To replace an external solenoid, first disconnect the connector for the solenoid. Use a Torx head driver to remove the special screws that hold the solenoid to the actuator and remove the solenoid. Before installing the new solenoid, be sure to install a new O-ring on the replacement solenoid. Your diagnosis may lead you to a need to replace the components of the integrated ABS actuator. To replace the components of the actuator, start by disconnecting the electrical connectors to the actuator solenoids, pressure switch, and the electric pump motor. Then use the proper size flare nut wrench to remove the brake lines to the actuator valve body. Remove the bolts that attach the actuator assembly to the master cylinder and remove the actuator assembly. With the actuator removed, the pump, motor, and valve body can be replaced on the bench following the instructions in the repair manual. Reassemble and reinstall the actuator, then refill the master cylinder reservoir and bleed the system as covered in the next section.